guys, and welcome to a spooky Halloween podcast. It's been a while. Spooky. I'm joined by Beardy. Only Beardy, because I don't have a lot of friends.
And probably because everyone else you
And
asked before me turned you down.
I didn't ask anyone before you. So you should feel privileged and not make me sound like a giant dick on the internet. For all 2 of our followers. So I'm going to be reading some spoopy stories for Beardy.
Spooky.
Beardy's going to tell me just how much he doesn't believe them.
Nah, probably don't believe any of them.
Well, apparently some of them are true, but you know what those ones are like. They're like, oh, this really happened to me when I was like 5, I swear to God. And then it's like, oh, well, you know. I mean, I had something very scary happen to me the other day. It's the first time I've actually seen anything in my own house, like properly seen something. And that was terrifying. Did I tell you about that? No, not an ectoplasm. Do you even know what ectoplasm is?
Ghost jizz.
Close enough. Sometimes I feel like the Ghost Adventures cameo, in quotation marks, that was in South Park. I'm getting a massive clue right now.
Get a raging clue.
Oh, I love the Ghost Adventures though. That's one of my favourite boys, honestly. Like one of my favourite series to watch.
There was also the one where it was like, oh, I'm getting a moist patch in my crotch. Oh, I'm totally getting one too, dude.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, I'm getting a moist patch. Oh God, South Park. Is it still going? Is it still on? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, I watched it in like 2 series. I didn't really rate the last few that I've watched, so I think it's just because it's like become like a continuous storyline throughout the series rather than just random bullshit happening every episode. Anyway, so this spooky thing that happened to me, this is not a joke, this is not a lie, this is completely legit. I was getting ready for work, and I always close my airing cupboard door when I'm taking clothes out and stuff. My family don't.
You have a cupboard dedicated to earrings?
Airing. I don't know how to say that without sounding very posh.
The airing,
an airing cupboard where you put clothes to dry and stuff. So I always close it after me when I get clothes out, because I don't like it staying open. My family, for some reason, leave it wide fucking open. I'm like, excuse me? Can you close it behind you, you idiots? But anyway, so I closed it, came back into my room, got ready for work, and then I realised, like, because I put all my hoodies in the wash at the same time, because I'm an idiot, I went back out because it was hanging on the banister. That's so British right now. And so I went and got my hoodie, I put it on, I was wearing my glasses. This is an important part in this. I went over to the mirror and I looked in the mirror. The light was on. It wasn't dark. It wasn't like a trick of the light or anything. I literally saw the door. Like, I saw movement in the back and I was like, okay. So I looked in the mirror, like, so obviously I can see what's happening back there. The door, like, was open, like a crack. And I was like so confused. I just looked like, what? And I saw an old man's face, like, lean out of the fucking air cupboard. I'm so making this up, but I'm really, like, I have never seen anything like that in my house. Like, I've heard noises, I've seen, like, flashes of things, but I've never seen, like, a full-on, holy shit, I just saw a man's face in my house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you thinking she's a crazy person right now?
No, I mean, to be fair,
the only time I've ever I did see it.
Well, the only time I've ever seen anything even remotely like that was on the way back from a bike show, and I hadn't slept in like 24 hours, and I was trying to keep my now ex awake while she was driving. She'd also not been to sleep for quite some time, and I swore I saw a baby's face reflected in the window in front of me.
No, that's worse. I hate baby.
Just had a cat jump on me. That was
Which
what
one, Grimble or Sunset?
Sun Tzu.
Oh, big boy. Chunky boy.
He's adorable.
Yeah, so you think that because I have insomnia very often, I won't sleep for days at a time, and at that point I started to hallucinate. You think it'd be that? No, I actually managed to get a couple hours sleep that night. So I was just, I ran back into my room, I got all my shit, I ran downstairs and I was about to leave when I realised I forgot my bus pass. So I was like, I don't want to go back upstairs, but if I don't have that, then I can't go to work. So I had to come back upstairs, completely ignored the corridor, like tried to blank it out as I walked into my room.
Totally not
And
acknowledging you exist,
when I came
corridor.
back, yeah. And the thing is
how
with
am I
that corridor,
walking?
right? I don't know if you know anything about like mirrors being portals and stuff like that. Like it's said in a lot of different cultures and a lot of Wiccan stuff, especially. It's like mirrors are portals to other worlds and all that
That's
shit.
what the Celts said.
Yeah, but if you have a mirror facing a mirror, it creates a vortex, like a bad portal, for all the negative energies and all that stuff to like, come on in, join the party, welcome to the Vortex Club. That's a Life is Strange reference.
Okay.
And ever since my cat died, my mum will leave the bedroom door open because we used to like put her in there, and then when put the dogs away, we let her out when we have her away, we let the dogs out, that sort of stuff. But since she died, we've had the bedroom door just open, and it's literally a big, old-fashioned, like, I can't remember what they're called, but there's makeup tables with like the 3 different mirrors. Boudoir or something
Dresser?
like that. Well, yeah, it is a dresser, but it's like an actual proper name for it. That mirror literally faces the mirror in the corridor where throughout my entire life of living here, most of the spooky stuff happens in that corridor. And it's directly outside my bedroom. There is a portal directly outside my bedroom. No wonder I don't leave this place a lot. Like, so yeah, that was my spooky thing that happened to me last week. And yesterday when I was walking around the corner, I was like walking out of the bathroom around to go downstairs, and I saw like a flash like next to my face. Sort of looked and there was nothing there. Like the light wasn't in the right place to be able to do that, and I was like, maybe it just reflected off my glasses or something. I don't know, but at the same time, that corridor, man, I don't know what it is, but the past couple of weeks it's been very active, and I'm not really liking it too much.
Spoopy.
Spoopy. Like, just to explain to the viewers, I'm very into my ghost stuff. You might already know that Halloween is my favourite time of the year. I love it so much. It's my favourite holiday. I'm ready for it year round. I've got my costume all sorted. Beardy's more of a skeptic. I'm the one who tells him all these crazy things, and he's like, well, it could have been a trick of the light. And it's like, it was a scary ghost, man, I'm telling you. So, that's why I think this podcast is going to be very interesting. We're going to talk about ghost stories. Some of them I think you might like. Some of them are fairly creepy in like a, I guess this could happen kind of way. At the same time, maybe not. Like, so yeah. But I need to ask Beardy, where were you coming from when you saw a baby's face?
Bannockburn.
I didn't know we had a show up there.
Oh,
Down
it was for their it was about the time of the last Scottish independence referendum, because
there.
a load of the groups have been pulled out of it because their funding had been threatened by the government if they attended what they saw as a pro-independence rally, and if they had any control over it, they basically did everything they could to stop it, and basically
Wait,
said,
seriously?
well, I
Oh.
guess your funding for next year, because a lot of the reenactment groups that are medieval get like their funding through the government, and
Uh,
for various bits and pieces, and
Well,
apparently
we
they
don't.
well, no, we don't. That's because we're an independently funded charity, but that's
Is
why
that
we
because we're antisocial? Because we're Viking?
possibly. So the government basically said, "Oh, I guess your funding is up for review next year. Would be a real shame if we had to cut it, and we really don't like this show you're thinking of going to." So yeah, they
It would be
basically
a shame if something were to happen to
yeah, basically that's what happened.
it.
And seeing as our funding is independent and funded by the members, we weren't affected. So, but they also did they said, they said to the local airbase, look, we know you've got a flight sort of like display thing coming. Could you
Yeah.
please not fly the really big, dangerous jet engines over the field because we've got horses that might be spooked? And the military said, yeah, yeah, sure, sure. And lo and behold, they did nothing but fly high-powered jets and stuff over the
Well,
battlefield.
the
So
horses spook. Did we get a scene from like the Ring remake where the horse jumps off the boat and like shreds itself on the rotors?
no, because there was no boat.
That scene is very sad. I like every time I watch The Ring, I just have to skip that scene because I'm like, there is no reason to show a horse dying film, no matter how creepy it's supposed to be. I don't care about humans. Kill all the humans you want. That guy with the toaster in the bathtub, sure, but off him. Horses and animals don't.
Not
Other
the
than wasps, they
horses.
can. Yeah. Wasps can go. That's fine.
Yeah, like that
We
bloody
don't
wasp
have
nest in my
on this
house.
channel. Oh, have you gotten rid of it yet?
No.
And we're supposed to be having a party there for
Well,
Halloween
in
tomorrow.
all fairness, it'll be gone. Well, I mean, apparently, according to to a person, if we can just wait it out, it won't be there next year because they apparently don't return to the same site.
Okay, no, but they're still there.
Yeah, well, I,
Okay,
fuck,
who is
I
this
fucking hate them.
person? Because as soon as we found a wasp nest, a guy came around to kill them.
Well, it was one of the exterminator people. They said like either I can come over and give it a good old spray with the wasp killing spray,
Yes. I
or
mean, I feel bad,
I,
but
it's wasps. I have no sympathy
I
for them.
know I hate wasps, but I still feel bad. I'm one of those people. Like,
You're
I hate
one
them.
of
I
those
despise them, but
people.
I feel bad because they are living things, and
Yeah,
they're just doing what they're programmed to
but
do.
so is tuna. But you don't have a problem with eating that.
I still feel bad if I saw a fish die. Or if I had a fish living in my wall, I'd feel bad if an exterminator came around
If you
with a
had a
fishing pole
fish
and
living in
just...
your wall, right? Quite frankly, it's wasps. Wasps can just do one.
Yeah, I hate wasps. They can get in the sea. If I could put something in room 101, it'd be wasps, but that's a
So
story
many
for a
people
different
take
day.
wasps to room 101.
I've never actually seen somebody take wasps to room 101. I would, personally. I think they're a nuisance and they are not needed, except in America because they actually pollinate in America. But in England, no, they're just stripy cunts, as we call them. They are awful. I'm probably going to have to bleep that word out. But
Uh,
yes,
well, that's more work for
anyway.
you. Making more work for yourself, of course. Yes.
I mean, I'm not sure whether I should just like put a graphic in the background of this video or whether I should just make a full-on animation, but that'll take too long because it's going to be a very long video. So I might just pop up random images on the screen and stuff. You know, all the meme choppy style. It'll be great. That's
Yeah.
what the kids are down with these days, right?
I don't know. I ain't
Oh
one of
god.
those kids.
Here am I. Scarily enough.
Well, you're a kid, though.
I'm 21.
You're a kid.
You become an adult when you turn 18, Beardy. I think I've gotten to the point where I can no longer deny the fact that I'm not a child anymore. They cry. Anyway, the first story is by Mum Says I'm Pretty on Reddit. I don't usually use Reddit because I think
Mummy.
it is the cesspool of the internet. Mummy, are you my mummy? Oh yeah, I'm showing Beardy Doctor Who, and we've just gotten to the Empty Child episode. We haven't watched the second part yet, but it's so good. I love it. I'm so happy that he's finally actually starting to like the Doctor Who episode, especially the Simon Pegg one.
That was a good one.
Okay, the story. Yeah, it was a good. Well, Simon Pegg makes everything better. Like, even a big purple penis coming from the sky. Um.
With a more, yeah.
So the story, spoopy,
Spoopy.
spoopy. Ooh. True story time. I mean, that's to be debated, but I was about 4 or 5 years old, and my parents had just separated. I mean, that's terrifying in and of itself.
Well, that seems
Yes.
to happen a lot in these stories as well.
Yeah. My mum was living in a two-bedroom apartment. Ooh, nice. I had my own room, but I preferred to sleep in her bed. Okay, 4 or 5 years old. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to judge the writer, but I had my own room, but I preferred to sleep in her bed whenever I was staying with her. Our two bedrooms were at the end of the hallway, directly across from each other. It's a weird way from the house. Our apartment was on the first floor, and I remember that it was in the middle of the summer, and my mum had a window open in her room, which was directly behind the bed. I don't think I would ever have my bed up against a window. That seems terrifying.
Nah, it's fine.
Anyway, I woke up in the middle of the night and remember sitting up and seeing that a cat was sitting in the doorframe of my mum's room. Woo!
Always
Her,
with the
her
cats.
door was open. I love cats, so that doesn't scare me. So,
Cat
her
haters.
door was. Well, I'm not a cat hater. I don't think these people are either if they own one. But you never know. There
Well,
was
they
that girl who
used
tried to
to
mine.
till they had this encounter or something.
Her door was open and you could partially see into my bedroom. This was strange because our cat was typically always in bed with us. As I was watching him, he walked into my bedroom and meowed. I turned, do a meow, Beardy. Meow. There we go. I was thinking more like, you know that weird cats are creeped out noise? Yeah.
Or they're just about to be sick. One or the other.
Yeah, they're like, I mean, at least it's not like, no, 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 no. Okay, this spooky podcast is going amazing.
It's just cats.
I
What they
turned
sound
to
like just
face
before
my
they're
mum and
sick.
wake her up. Yeah, they sound like a guy going like, "Wha." It's hilarious and
Yes.
terrible because you think the cat's going to die. Yeah. In the 3 to 4 seconds it took her to wake up and ask me what was wrong, we both looked up in the doorframe and there was a man standing by my open door, making his way out of my bedroom. Woo! I still don't know how she managed to do it so quickly, but my mother proceeded to pick me up and literally throw me out of the screen window. Yeet!
Yeet.
She imagine her just picking her up and being like, yeet! And then diving out after her. When we were on the first floor, it was maybe a 3 foot drop to the ground. She quickly followed, and we were able to start screaming for help, and someone called 911. See, in England, right, somebody's run down the street to help. You've closed your window. Like, most of the time, they're not actually calling for help. They're just being a nuisance, and they're drunk, or they're on drugs, or something. They're running downstairs. I'm painting a very good picture of England right now, aren't I?
Yeah. I
You know what I
suppose
mean?
that's
Like,
pretty
just a
typical if you
drunk
live in Long
girl being
Eaton, but maybe not round here.
I mean, you live like 10 minutes away from me.
It's a bit more than 10 minutes.
Beeston is a
It's at
lot
least
nicer
12.
than, well, yeah, more about 12, but but Beeston is a lot nicer than Long Eaton. Anyone who's from either will tell you that. Um, she quickly followed, and we were able to. Oh yeah, I've read that bit. The police came, but didn't see any signs of forced entry. Only that our front door was unlocked, which led them to believe the man must have exited that way. The strange thing was that my mum swore up and down that she had locked the door that night with the deadbolt and chain lock. After about a
Swore
week,
up
she
and
was
down.
cleaning. I don't know. The Americans, I think. They said deadbolt, so they're probably Americans. About a week later, she was cleaning the kitchen and opened up our water heater closet. Heater closet. Is that like an airing cupboard? Is that what they call it in America?
No, isn't a
Circle back
water
to the
closet
airing
just
cupboard
another way
thing.
of saying, like, the toilet?
Is it? I
Yeah, I think so.
feel like I need to Google this. Beardy, Google.
Uh,
What is a water closet? Well, it says water heater closet.
Does it say water heater closet?
Yeah, so it must be like an airing cupboard.
Well, how?
Like a
Water
boiler room.
heater closet. You know, it would have been
Good job,
easier.
guys.
Would have been easier if you told the person who didn't have dyslexia to do it.
I mean, I just said good job, Ezra. You told the dyslexic person to do.
Water heater can be
Oh,
installed in a bedroom or bathroom closet, or
what's a bedroom closet or
if
a
necessary
bathroom
or
closet?
preferred. But only if they're electric. I don't know.
What?
All it's going on about is water
So is
heater
it like a
installation.
boiler? Okay, you know what? We'll ignore that. We don't know Americans.
If it even
And we
is.
found Beardy, this is the spooky bit. We opened up our water heater closet, aka we have no fucking clue what that is,
The cupboard with the
and
water
found a
heater in it.
notebook. That's what I'm thinking, but you know, we found a notebook with names and drawings, as well as a pair of gloves and some gum wrappers. Dun dun dun. The police were called again, but all they could do was speculate that the man had been in our house and hid until we were asleep. And then they did an edit saying, just to clarify, our apartment was on ground level, so my mum didn't hurl me into potential paralysis. Just a 3-ish foot drop to ground. Yeah.
Yeet! Oops, we're on
So
the
what do you
third
think of
floor.
that one, Billy? What do you think of Mum Says I'm Pretty? What did you think of their story?
I don't understand why it's got that title.
No, that's their name. That's their username on Reddit.
Oh.
I did clarify that. Anyway, what did you think of that? It like, because it does happen. I don't know what happened to my brain just there. Aneurysm. Just ignore that. It does happen where people find people living in the house. Like, have you seen that security camera? A guy, like, he thought his girlfriend was eating all the food while she was asleep. Well, while he was asleep. So he put up cameras to see if he could catch her out. And you
Right.
literally see a woman crawl down from like an attic crawl space or something like that and just come down and start eating their food, having a drink, go for a piss in the sink and stuff like that, and then just crawl back up again.
I reckon it's cats.
Did you not just hear what I said?
Yeah, I did, but I still reckon it's cats. I reckon the woman was like later.
What do you reckon the cats opened the fridge, got all the food,
And then they
disappeared?
realised the human was onto them, and then they imported a woman to live in the roof space.
They were taking the food to an overlord in the attic, just a shrine. Just sounded like feeding me peasant. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, but it does like that one sort of spooked me a bit, just because it does happen where people like live in other people's houses without them knowing, and that's just kind of creepy to me. Like, not gonna lie, I don't really want some randomer living in my house with me. I don't really want my family living in my house with me, but you know. Okay, this next one is by Christopher Squawken. Nice nickname. Very strong. I like that. This is the short one. I was sitting in my room after getting out of work on the second floor. The little brother is downstairs watching TV. The dog is in the hallway outside my door sleeping. All of a sudden, dog, not the dog, starts making all kinds of racket, jumping around, barking, clanking nails, howling. I go to get up and see what's up, and I hear, "Oh, that's a good girl," in a male voice. "Oh, that's a good girl," in
What?
a male voice.
What?
I'm trying to do a male voice. I know I have a deep voice anyway, but "oh, that's a good girl," in a male voice. That's what you sound like when you praise Maggie.
What? When I praise the dog,
When you praise your dog, you sound like
right?
that. You do that voice. That's how you say it. in a male voice. It didn't sound like my little brother, so I go, "Oh, you're home early," thinking it's my dad's friend / our roomie, as I open the door. Soon as I'm out there, there is no one at all but the dog's wagging her tail, staring at the empty end of the hallway. My little brother comes upstairs to yell at me for getting the dog wound up. Said he heard the same voice, thinking it was me or our roommate. We did a once over the house with my butterfly knife. I really want to know how old this person is.
Why?
It's just a 5-year-old walking around like, here.
With a butterfly
And his
knife.
BB gun, yeah. And there was nobody. Still gives me the spooks to this day.
It's just the wind.
See, again, that's another, like, just the wind saying who's a good girl to the dog. And the dog actually getting, like, riled up.
Have you
kidding me? You are such a skeptic that you're going to say that is the wind.
You've heard the sounds our doors make in the house.
It never sounds like who's a good girl and gets the dog riled up.
Yeah, well, the dog keeps saying pro-rogue.
But that's the dog's problem.
Yeah, clearly he wants to prorogue Parliament. We keep telling her, no,
That's
we're not going to prorogue Parliament. That's a bad Magyar.
Well, this would be like a spirit, like patting the dog or something, or an intruder again. In which case, we're back into the whole people breaking into other people's houses and terrifying them sort of thing.
Nah, I mean, the only
So what did you think of that?
if there was a room in my house that's haunted, it's the bathroom, because it's the only room the animals don't like going in.
No, the bathrooms aren't attics. But not the attic, the third floor.
Well, I mean,
say.
the bathroom did used to be a servant's quarters before they turned it into a bathroom, so who knows?
Nice. But I think it's the top floor that's the it's spoopy up there, man. I don't like it.
It really isn't. It's the most normal floor.
It's scary.
Yeah, it is. It's like it's only part of the house where the floor isn't wonky.
Your kitchen is scary.
There's nothing. What the hell's wrong with my kitchen?
It's scary. Keep up. Your top floor's scary. And the corridor outside your room's a bit. But I'm not I'm more scared of the corridor outside your bathroom than I am of your bathroom.
Why?
Other than the amount of spiders that like to hang out in there.
Well, we just have an old house. What's your problem?
So do I. I saw a man's face in my airing cupboard. I'm very wary of this stuff.